Whew, y'all, it has been a crazy 24 hours for the Chicago Cubs. However, it's about to get even more crazier, I feel like. Let's talk about it, y'all, right after this. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mike Jones, back with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, featured right here on the Chi-Town Sports Network, where you, the fans, your voice is heard. Guys, we got so much going on in Cubs world right now. I cannot even wrap my head around it. But first and foremost, before I get to anything Cubs, shout out to all of you. Me and Big Kev want to give you all a very special thank you. Y'all, today, that's right, earlier today, we reached finally over 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you guys so much. Everybody that has subscribed to the channel, everybody that tunes in to the daily content, everybody that likes, everybody that comments. We appreciate you so much, guys. We are putting in that work to make sure we bring you quality content, and I will promise you, for as long as I'm with this channel, I will continue to give you my very best every single episode. So, with that being said, now we're going to try to get to 2,000. So that's the next goal. So, like I said, we got a lot of work to do to get there. Again, I'm not stopping with this channel. I told Big Kev that, like I said, I have big plans when I asked to come on and sign on to be a part of this network. And one of those things was to give this network some love as far as social media. So, of course, yes, you are viewing us on YouTube. However, we also are on now X. You can look at us. You can find us at Chicago Cubs Central Pod or Cubs Central Pod. You can find us on Instagram at Chicago Cubs Central. And you can also find us on TikTok for Chicago Cubs Central as well. We're on all of those. I'm gonna be posting content on all of that stuff. The content will be sometimes the same, sometimes it'll be different. Please go and like, follow, and subscribe to us on all those different networks, all those different forms of social media, so you don't miss a single solitary moment of what we got cooked up for y'all as far as the Chicago Cubs this season. We also will start streaming live on X, probably sometime maybe during the season. I don't know. I have to talk to Kev about that and we'll get that figured out. But yeah, I definitely want to do some streams, some live streams on X as well. But that is what we need from you guys. We need you guys to continue to help us grow this channel, share the content. If you like the content, share it, like it, subscribe. Please, like I said, we are trying to grow this channel. I'm working my butt off for you to grow this channel because I love this channel and I love the Chicago Cubs. I love the Chi-Town Sports family. I'm excited to be here and be a part of it. And I look for us to continue to grow and keep getting better and better and better. Now, with that all the way, all the mushy stuff out the way, let's get down to business. Two things I want to talk to you guys about tonight. First and foremost, the very first thing, Cody freaking Bellinger. Guys, Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic reports that the Cubs really do want to trade Cody Bellinger. It's not just that he's on the trade block where they're allowing people to make the offers or shoot the best shot. It's no, they're actively shopping Cody Bellinger out here in the open market for people. They are trying to get rid of of the $30,000. I'm sorry, of the $3.25 million um of his salary. Like I said, so it's really up to the Cubs right now. They really have to figure something out. If Bellinger, who is 29, secured a remaining guarantee of $32.5 million, 27.5 million in salary, 5 million in potential buyout by choosing to remain with the Cubs rather than opt out. So execs often say there is no such thing as a bad 1 year deal, but Bellinger wouldn't necessarily be a 1 year commitment. He can sacrifice the buyout and opt in for another 27.5 million in 2026, reporting Rosenthal. So Bellinger's market might open up when Soto makes his decision on which team he'll sign with. Those who lose out on the generational talent might look to the Cubs for Bellinger. However, Bellinger's high price contract, the return the Cubs will receive will most likely be minimal. So do not expect, at least according to Ken Rosenthal and what he's saying, do not expect the Cubs to get some major super awesome pieces for Cody Bellinger. More than likely, Cody Bellinger, because if they do try to come off the books with Cody's deal, they will end up trading with the team that is vying for a championship already, trying to get to that World Series, and he'll be trading them to a contender. So they necessarily won't be trading their best pieces because they are contenders. So, with that being said, like I said, that is what we're looking at with Cody Bellinger. What do you guys think about Cody Bellinger? And his deal, and the Cubs really trying to trade him. We noticed that Bellinger's offensive production dipped in 2024 with the Cubs compared to 2023. His home runs decreased from 26 to 18. His RBIs dropped from 97 to 78. Runs scored fell from 95 to 72. His OPS declined from .881 to .751. His OPS plus decreased from 139 to 111. Um, I think it was smart for Cody to opt into his deal just because, I mean, there's not a lot of people out there that's going to offer him this type of money with those type of numbers. Now, again, we spoke on it in the Cody Bellinger episode. He was injured, and that did, and I do in my heart of hearts believe Cody never fully healed from breaking his finger. So I think that had a big part to play with his numbers decreasing last last year. However, teams just ain't willing to take that chance. I want to do a whole episode on it about the state of the MLB. And I'll probably bring Coach on with me for that episode to talk about it. But the state of the MLB right now, everybody is crying broke. Everybody's saying we don't have any money. We're not making money. We're not packing stands out like we used to. The stadium isn't always packed everywhere, every day, and every game. And we don't have the money and the funds to pay people 200 million, 300 million, 400 million dollar deals. And above all, our owner Ricketts is also Tom Ricketts is also claiming broke for the Chicago Cubs, even though we have the Marquee Sports Network, which we know necessarily might not have made as much money as they would have liked for it to make. But then also, like I said, the tickets to go to a Cubs game are expensive as all hell. I don't know if you've been to a Cubs game lately, but it's not necessarily cheap to go to a Cubs game. And then of course, like I said, revenue that the team brings in, but yet and still, a lot of these owners in the MLB are crying broke. And I want to take a deeper dive and a deeper look into that in a later episode. But I said all that to say teams are not willing to take a chance on Cody Bellinger with his injury history and with how he has up and down seasons. Just like I said in the episode, it's just a lot of times you just can't depend on Cody, even though you want to. Like after coming out of 23, he really thought him and his agent Scott Boras really thought that they were going to get an amazing deal for Cody. He thought that he was going to get somewhere in the 200 million, $300 million range, probably for a deal for Cody. And that deal just never materialized for him because of his injury history. Teams are not willing to take those gambles and those chances. Teams are much more willing to sign players to 1 year deals where and like I said, and just keep signing them. And then, like I said, if the player doesn't necessarily paying out for that team, you could trade them at the deadline. 1 year contracts are definitely more easier to move than these big massive 6 7 year deals that teams are so that some of the big guys are trying to get. So you get a guy, he doesn't pan out for you, or he does pan out, he's having a great season, but the team success isn't where it needs to be. You're much more able to move a 1 or 2 year deal versus moving a 6 7 year major deal. Teams are just not willing. General managers, owners are not willing to link themselves to guys like that unless you are a Shohei Ohtani, unless you are a Juan Soto, a Fernando Tatis Jr., guys of that ilk, Bryce Harper. Those are the guys that are going to get those types of deals. Bobby Witt Jr., those type of guys are the ones that are good, that are going to get those type of 6, 7, 8, 9 year deals with one team because they are generational talents. Cody Bellinger was at one point looked at like he could potentially be a generational talent. Unfortunately, with due to injury, it just didn't pan out for him that way. I think for the rest of his career, he might just get 2, 3 year deals. I think that's what he's going to have to be happy with. Even if he comes out this season and has this incredible season and all this production is there and he's in the MVP race and everything like that, I just don't see that in the cards for Cody anymore. And a lot of teams really don't like his agent, Scott Boras, and really aren't willing to necessarily play ball and work with him anymore either because of some of the deals that he's tried to get past. So, yeah, that's just kind of where things are for Cody Bellinger and his market. We will keep eyes on that because, again, Cody is one of the pieces that teams might be looking for once Juan Soto chooses where he's going to go, whether that's to stay in New York or pick a new team. Now, the Cubs also have some other deals to make. The following arbitration eligible Cubs will have to be tendered a 2025 contract by Friday or non-tendered, i.e., let go. And this is the list of Cubs players that are on that list right now: Mike Tauchman, Julian Merriweather, Nick Madrigal, Nate Pearson, Isaac Paredes, Justin Steele, Colton Brewer, Matt Thaiss, and Keegan Thompson. Now, out of all of these players that I just listed, I want to know in the comments from you guys, who are the must keeps? Who are the people that can absolutely cannot leave the Chicago Cubs, have to be a part of that 2025 team? For me, the only ones that I'm for sure keeping, obviously you keep Justin Steele. I think everybody expects the Cubs to offer Justin Steele a deal tomorrow. I mean, that's just point blank. That is what that is. And then I look at Mike Tauchman as somebody you have to keep, and then you just traded for Isaac Paredes. So clearly you're going to make a deal with him and offer him a contract and keep him. Everybody else, I mean, there's some fringe guys you might want to look at. Maybe Keegan Thompson. I mean, you just traded for Matt Tice, so I assume that you'll end up offering him a deal. But then that leaves you Colton Brewer, Nick Madrigal. I mean, I would keep Julian Merriweather. I mean, the Cubs got some tough decisions to make. They can't keep all these guys, and it doesn't make sense to keep all these guys. Like I said, you already DFA'd some of the harder players that fans loved. I mean, these guys, like I said, it's just some of these guys just it didn't pan out. Their careers didn't pan out. I think Keegan Thompson has a future in Major League Baseball. I think there will be a team that he can go to that will help him fix and tweak some of the things that he needs to figure out with his pitch scheme. Because I remember a couple years ago, we loved Keegan Thompson. He was like going to be the guy. It was almost a battle between who would be the guy, him or Justin Steele. Obviously, Justin Steele took higher leaps than Keegan Thompson did, and made it to the main roster and stayed on the main roster. However, Keegan Thompson has went up and down. But you look at this list. I mean, Justin Steele, Isaac Paredes, Mike Tauchman, Julian Merriweather. And everybody else, I mean, I'm just not impressed with. I didn't understand why the Cubs traded for Matt Thaiss in the first place. But I mean, that's not who I wanted catcher. But I mean, maybe you can get him on a cheap deal, I guess, maybe. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. I'm very interested to see what the Cubs decide to do with these guys that have these arbitration eligible contracts. Um, Again, it will be interesting to see. The one on there, obviously outside of a Justin Steele and Isaac Paredes, the one on there I really want the Cubs to keep is Mike Tauchman. I think that he offers the Cubs so much. He brings so much to the table. He is a guy that you can pull off your bench, bring in the game, and he immediately makes an impact and a difference. He has done it for the past 2 seasons that he has played for the Chicago Cubs. So I definitely don't think now is the time to get rid of Mike Tauchman. I think now is the time to go 10 toes down, stick with him, and keep him on your bench. He can obviously rotate. He can play all three outfield positions. And he's decent at all three, serviceable at all three. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, as well as his bat offers a lot for the Cubs too, should guys get injured. So again, he's somebody that you can depend on. He's the one I would make the case for. If you know you're going to keep Justin Steele, if you know you're going to keep Isak Paredes, then if I'm arguing, if I'm Craig Counsell and I have to prove to Jed Hoyer why Mike Tauchman should be the one to stay, these are the things that I'm listing off. These are the reasons that I'm giving you, because Mike Tauchman just brings so much to your team. You need somebody like him on your team, guys that just come in and are instant contributors to your team. You talking about getting better around the margins? Mike Tauchman helps you stay better around the margins. He's somebody that you can depend on throughout the season. Again, 2024, he got injured, he got banged up. I get that. I understand that. We missed him for a little while. However, hopefully in 2025, he can stay healthy and he can continue to be what the Cubs need him to be, which is instant offense, instant defense, somebody that is able to come in and complete and immediately contribute to a winning culture for the Cubs. So that's just my idea. We will see what happens with that. Obviously, I'll probably be back tomorrow with another late night episode, just covering whatever the Cubs did throughout the day, talking to you guys about what they did and what they didn't do and what we wanted them to do. And yeah, we'll go deeper from there. Maybe the Cubs make a trade tomorrow. I mean, we'll just have to see. Like I said, we are just getting started with free agency, folks. Buckle up. It is going to be such a wild ride. Again, you don't want to miss a bit of any of it. And in order not to miss a bit of any of it, you got to follow us on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok at Chicago Cubs Central. Also, we want you to become a part of the show. I want to start doing Saturday mailbags like Hayes. Listen, only way I could do that is if y'all leave a voicemail or email us at chicagobaseballcentral@gmail.com telling me what you think about the Cubs, about the moves the Cubs are making or haven't made, or tell me what moves you want the Cubs to make so that we can go in and me and Big Kev can do a live call episode or a voicemail episode, a voice your opinion episode, because this is the home of the voice of the Chicago Cubs fan. So we want to make sure that your voice is heard. Once again, leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, love you all, and go Cubs go.